Hello there, welcome to CoreTV News at 4. I am Gift Ogete. President Muhammadu Buhari on Thursday held a brief meeting with the Catholic Bishop of Sokoto, Matthew Kuka, at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. This is the first time both men would be holding private talks outside the regular engagement between the President and the National Peace Committee. At the end of the private meeting, Bishop Kuka declined to speak with State House correspondents. He simply said he had a flight to catch while dishing out of the council chamber. The Catholic bishop had in recent times been criticized for allegedly seeking a soft landing for former President Goodluck Jonathan in the aftermath of plans to probe his administration. The Federation Accounts Allocation Committee has shared 511.8 billion naira among the three tiers of government for July 2015. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance, Anastasia Nwokobia, announced this after the FARC meeting in Abuja. She explained that the disbursement includes the month's net statutory revenue of 433.5 billion naira. The Permanent Secretary also revealed that the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation refunded 6.3 billion naira to the Federation account. The national leadership of the All Progressives Congress wants members of the party to always adhere with APC's manifesto in the course of discharging their duties. National Chairman John Odige-Oyegun gave the charge at the workshop organized for the national and state auditors of the party in Abuja. He reminded the auditors of great responsibility ahead of the party, while noting that Nigerians want to see APC deliver on its change mantra. This training workshop for the party's auditors, according to APC leaders, is first of its kind since it was formed. It's 500 days since the April 14, 2014 Chibok abduction at the government girls' secondary school in Borno State. Despite effort by the government to rescue the girls from the captive of Boko Haram insurgents. In Lagos, the Bring Back Our Girls campaigning group held a solidarity march calling for their release. Our correspondent Emmanuel Ajayi has more in this report.
Out of 276 girls reportedly abducted, 57 escaped while 219 still missing, perhaps still in the Boko Haram's den. While many of their parents lost their lives in the process, no one knows what might be the current state of the girls. In a solidarity march, the governor of Lagos, Akinwumi, amboded to mark 500 days since the girls have been missing. The Bring Back Our Girls campaign group says 500 days is a long time for the government to secure the release of the girls.
It's been 500 days today. If it were their daughters that were adopted, I know they would have done something. Parents are dying. Mothers are crying.
We're here today to remind everyone that 219 girls, they're still missing. 219 girls, we can still find them. And we feel that it is the duty of the government to protect its citizens. It is our duty to look for these girls and get them out from wherever they are. Whether they are in Sambisa, whether they are in Nigeria, whether they are anywhere around the world, they need to bring them back.
It's been over 500 days and yet they are not here. We are begging. These girls need to be back. We are mothers, we are sisters, we are all one in this Nigeria. And we believe that President Buhari can do more than what he's doing to bring back these girls.
The federal government must understand that simply driving Boko Haram out of the places that they are occupying is not enough. They also have to have intelligence because they must know where the girls are, so that whether by stealth or by force, by hook or by crook, they will go in and extract these girls and bring them back.
For his part, the chairman Chibok community, Moses Zakwa, is concerned about the plight of the internally displaced persons in Lagos.
Today we are here, we have over 10,000 Chibok indigents scattered across the country. Please, Mr. Governor, we are pleading with you. Help us. We know the government in power today. They are capable to rescue the Chibok girls.
Responding to them, the governor of Lagos, Akinwumi, amboded promises to work in accord with President Muhammadu Buhari in the fight to ensure the release of the girls in due time, and also promising to ameliorate the challenges of internally displaced persons in Lagos.
We're very concerned and pained when the girls were declared missing. and we're more disturbed about the reaction of the past federal administration, which was globally condemned as inadequate. We thank God that President Muhammadu Buhari has vowed to bring our girls back. I want to say categorically that my administration fully identifies with the position expressed by President Muhammadu Buhari that the girls will be brought back alive.
It is the hope of Nigerians that the federal government under President Muhammadu Buhari will be more proactive in ensuring that the girls are brought back in due time. It is 500 days of the Chibok adoption, and the question on the lips of these Nigerians is that they want the girls brought back alive. And we're hopeful that these girls will be brought back alive. From Lagos House, Ikeja, I am Emmanuel Ajayi, reporting for CoreTV News, Lagos.
With the revelations of alleged corrupt practices still a daily occurrence, reactions have continued to trail these disclosures. Our reporter Kasim Kosali spoke with the national chairman of the Progressive People's Alliance and the presidential candidate of the National Conscience Party in the 2015 elections, Martins Onovo, on their thoughts as the anti-graft war by the Buhari administration is revved up. His report.
Since the assumption of office of the Buhari administration and the declaration by the President Muhammadu Buhari, the loot has overtaken into account for their misdeeds, the nation has been treated to a daily dose of salacious details of cases of alleged graft. But while this goes on, many have raised objections about the way and manner the anti-graft war has been prosecuted. The latest group at the Southern Leaders Forum have accused the president of prosecuting a selective war. The group, which includes former Vice President Alex Ekweme, Edwin Clark, the Afenifere leadership, Ondo State Governor Olusegun Mimiko, and others, say the war has been politicized. For Tony Amer, national chairman of the Progressive People's Alliance, the issue goes beyond just making noise in the pages of newspapers. He said the president must address the concerns of Nigerians.
I think it's more of propaganda than reality, because if you want to fight corruption, you set out a system, an institution, and put them in place, proper perspective. Whoever is caught in the line of this web will be taken to court. We're in a democratic system. We should stop using the word like probe, like as if you're going to pick a man from his house and put him in jail. We should use words like investigation, because investigation brings us reports. Reports will lead to proper filing of case at the court, and then trials will be made.
For Martins Onovo, the war against graft by the president's administration is nothing but posturing.
Very simple. Very simple. Once you start on a foundation of integrity, you are very likely to succeed. Now, what in our opinion APC is doing, because APC is a corrupt and inept organization. I find it difficult to call it a political party. They need to purge themselves before they can purge others. You do not corrupt an anti-corruption war and turn it into a political vendetta against your political opponents. You don't. That's corruption. You don't do that. Now, the Halliburton case, for example, has been tried. People have been convicted. They have apologized publicly, not secretly. The report is available. What has your anti-corruption government done? So a witch hunt is not an anti-corruption war. We must get that clear. If we want to fight corruption, we must develop an objective template to fight corruption. Otherwise, we corrupt the anti-corruption war, and that becomes even more corruption. That becomes more corruption. And this political leadership does not have the sophistication to fight the because they don't know what we're talking about. They need to understand these principles we're talking about if they want to fight an anti-corruption war. But because they don't want to fight an anti-corruption war, they are trying to exclude the critical components of society that will ensure that the anti-corruption war has integrity.
He says more needs to be done to ensure that what is currently going on is truly a fight against grafts.
The Managing Director of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, Basi Dan Abia, has rebuffed claims of missing 183 billion naira from the Commission's coffers. Speaking to State House correspondent after briefing President Muhammadu Buhari, he explained that information from the Office of the Auditor General debunked such claims. The NDDC boss insists that the Commission is also innocent of allegations of contract splitting.
Let me assure you that even by admission of the Accountant General, no 183 billion could have been missing. By his own admission, because APG, as you know, is governed by Advance Payment Guarantee. But please report me and quote me. Office of the Accountant General is an Auditor General, is a government agency, just like NDDC. So I do not think it will be proper for various agencies of government to be coming to exchange whatever clarification. We shall engage the Office of the Auditor General, and proper record will be strengthened.
The National Universities Commission is not satisfied with the governing structure of many of the state universities in the country. NUC Executive Secretary Professor Julius Okoje made this position public when receiving members of Course 37 of National Institute of Policy and Strategic Studies in Abuja. He cited the example of the Plateau State University, where students had been unable to graduate as a result of poor governance structure.
Universities don't have good governance structure, either because the governor has just changed, the position has just changed. There's a very quick turnover of governors in the states, and as they come on board, they suspend the existing vice chancellor, they create a new council, so it doesn't make for a very smooth running of the system itself. Only recently we had the Plateau State governor visiting us here. Plateau State University Bokos was locked up for more than, when I say locked up, it means that there were no credible academic activities in the past 4 years. And you have students who cannot graduate because we have not accredited their program. Because NUC insisted that you must have a governance structure in place.
The minimum number of years is 4 and the maximum is 6. Within that particular period, you had a situation with a change of head of department. Some non-academic staff in the department brought in those 92 from outside. So we have a problem. If that problem could be handled, we fired, of course, the non-academic staff involved, handed over the case to the police. But the problem is that, nobody has gone to prison. With all these fake coppers anyway within the system, the university cannot handle criminal cases. They have to hand them over to the police. So I think as a regulatory agency, NUC must extend, of course, its capacities to function and engage, of course, the management of the universities and council.
Leadership of National Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers has assured protesting staff of Seawolf Oilfield Services of its support to end their plight. The protesting oil workers have made the Unity Fountain in Abuja their second home. Over 3 billion naira they claimed the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria is owing them. This was after AMCON took over the management of Seawolf in 2013 due to failure to meet up its financial obligations. Senior NUPENG members who visited the protesting workers at their sit-out venue asked them to go back to their various bases while the issue is resolved.
Well, as you can see, they have been here to draw attention of the public, of the government, of both AMCON and other bodies to their plight, because they are frustrated and like they have complained, many of them, their children have been sent out of school, they have been driven out of their homes. So we have come back here to reassure them that we want to take up this matter with the authorities, the presidency and other places, to make sure that their issue is looked into, so that their terminal benefits will be settled, so that they can be seen as workers.
It's CoreTV News at 4. We'll take a break. Stay with us.
This is what the people are saying.
You don't run a big economy with generator. They need to do more in terms of energy and power.
Many things to do for this Nigeria about lights, water, and new TT.
For Nigerians that are not gullible, we know that good laws
has done nothing good for this country.
Buhari won the election convincingly.
Talk to her husband that you should keep promise about what you said, and because people are watching you, you know, another election is coming.
Because some people will strong for Yoruba land, will be strong man, you don't die.
This nation is moving forward. The best is going to take place.
The people giving voice to the voiceless.
Welcome back. It's CoreTV News at 4. Now, for more information on us, you can log on to our social media platforms: Facebook, facebook.com/CoreTV News, Twitter at CoreTV News NG, and YouTube, youtube.com/CoreTV, live space news. A federal high court sitting in Lagos has remanded one Nimota Yusufu in prison until the 2nd of December 2015 over the sale and distribution of unregistered insecticides. Nimota, who was arrested by the National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control (NAFDAC) in Idumango Market on August 18th, is facing a 4-count charge before Justice Muhammad Yunusa, bordering on the importation of unapproved insecticides into the country. In his judgment, Justice Yunusa set the trial date for the 2nd of December. The suspect, a national of the Republic of Benin, is said to be a member of a syndicate who are in the habit of bringing fake products into Nigeria. The prosecuting counsel, Omar
one of the many
Samaki,
culprits
and
that the agency is looking for.
Omoyemi,
they popularly call themselves Ajashe women. And this Ajashe, you know, initially we thought they are faceless because any suspect we caught, you know, when in the course of interrogation, they would tell us that they got the products from Ajashe, all the time Ajashe. So the agency is not relenting. We spread our tentacles. Our officers were everywhere, you know, waiting for the Ajashe women, particularly at the place Ebitero, which is a very prone area where counterfeit products are being sold and distributed. So with the help of the brand owners, we now intercepted the woman who was distributing the products at Ebitero.
Especially this one that we are investigating now is in court now. It's an insecticide with toxic, because the product has been sent to the lab and we are doing all the needful to come out with the laboratory report. We believe that most of those things are toxic chemical they put into the product. By the time customers start using all these things, they will be diminishing their heads, and you know, at the end of the day, we pray that they are able to go to hospital on time. If not, you know, death is imminent.
The Ogun State Police Command has arrested and paraded 27 suspects apprehended for various offences at different locations in the state. The command, which had been on the trail of some notorious cultists involved in killings and other crimes in Ijebu area of the state, arrested 2 notorious cultists who were confirmed members of Aye Confraternity for armed robbery. In a press release by the Police Public Relations Officer of Ogun State, DSP Olumoyiwa Adejobi, the suspected cultists are Ahmed Olasokomi, aka Ahmed the Killer, 25, and Sadiq Muili, 24. Other suspected cultists arrested for armed robbery are Adewale Olumide, 28, Rafiu Oluwatosi, 27, and Ifeanyi Ido, 27. Preliminary investigations revealed that the cultists have been involved in a series of armed robbery, including snatching of cars within major cities and along highways within and outside the state. The suspects have since been charged to court. In the efforts of Kwara State Police Command to rid the state of cultism and other criminal activities, 9 suspects have been arrested for belonging to secret cults and other various offences. 3 of the suspects are said to be members of the secret cult of Kwara State Polytechnic, while other 3 are alleged of poisoning a soft drink with the intent to kill. Rashid has more.
Briefing journalists on activities of the command in the past 1 week, the Kwara State Police Public Relations Officer Ajayi Okesami said the 2 suspected members of Secret Cult that recently operated at Kwara State Polytechnic were arrested in addition to the ones earlier arrested. The 2 suspects, Adeniyi Shijibumi and John Onucha, were said to be members of the Air Confraternity, and 2 locally manufactured pistols and live cartridges were recovered from them. Another 2 suspects were paraded for conspiring to kill a complainant by poison. They were accused of committing the act with a view to dispose the victim of our sales proceeds.
On the 18th of August 2015, in a bid to arresting the perpetrators of the last court clashes in Ilorin, which led to the killing of 2 young men, the command, in addition to the suspects earlier arrested and shagged, has also picked up the following suspects who confessed to being part of the latest court activities recorded on manufactured pistols, 2 live cartridges, the one they used in killing that boy and the deceased.
While the 2 suspected killers admitted to owning the drink, they however denied an attempt to kill, but only commissioned to supply a sleeping drug to a client.
No, we were reported because of Lacasera and Tramadosa. We work with one of our mentors, so he asked us that, the driver, so he asked us to...
The driver asked us that he needs a drug that could make someone to sleep, because he said he has been traveling, and the driver is a transporter. So the owner of the car has someone like PA to her that normally follow the car along when they are traveling. So he said the PA is the person that always collected the money from the passenger, that is unable to gain some money through that PA, because the PA is the person that collects the money. So he told us that he needs maybe a sleeping drug, maybe for 2 hours, for him to go to Omara, go come, so that the lady won't collect the money.
The police also paraded suspects accused of stealing vehicles within Lagos and Ogun State, while the cell in Kwara State. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ilorin.
It's CoreTV News at 4, now time for business. The World Bank on Wednesday, in a statement issued in Abuja, said about 200 million, $34.4 billion had been disbursed under the first phase of the project, thus bringing the total amount provided under the program to 66.98 billion naira. The disbursement of 27.58 billion naira under its Assisted Community and Social Development Project to 26 states and the Federal Capital Territory. It said states that would benefit from the additional financing would focus on the most vulnerable households and poor communities in the country: Anambra, Kaduna, and Sokoto states. It ordered they are also set to participate in the additional financing. Others are rural electrification, rural transport, community water schemes, community housing schemes, and rural market infrastructure. Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai is confident that the state would reclaim its status as the hub of textiles in Africa under his watch. He made this clear when that he would deal with any individual or group that attempts to stand in the way of efforts to revive the industry. Governor El-Rufai spoke at the 27th Annual Education Conference of the National Union of Textile, Garment and Tailoring Workers of Nigeria, which was also attended by his Edo State counterpart, Adams Oshomale. Amina Inebi has more in this report presented from our studios.
This is the National Teachers Institute, NTI, where hundreds of textile workers have gathered to listen to the way forward for the textile industry. It was also a forum for Governor El-Rufai to reaffirm the campaign promises of the All Progressives Congress on the sector. He further pledged to dedicate a 25-megawatt water project for the industrial layout.
The textiles is the only subsector that is mentioned specifically in the APC manifesto as one area that the APC government must revive.
His Edo State counterpart Adams Oshomole in a speech identified lack of support as the major problem facing the Nigerian textile industry. He also noted that it was high time the government introduced policies to aid local production.
And there is no industry that has a greater promise to create jobs than the textile industry. All those involved in collusion to undermine the efforts of this president to create jobs, to fight poverty, and ensure security. We have a president who will rather not talk, he will rather act.
Also speaking at the occasion was the Managing Director of the Bank of Industry, Abdul Rashid Olaoluwa, who is also convinced of the viability of the textile industry.
The world of textile printing is rapidly changing. Today's textile marketplace demands the benefit of digital printing. Customers are demanding a greater variety of colors and designs.
This may just be good news for textile workers, whose leaders used the occasion to review that about 120,000 workers have lost their jobs as a result of the closure of textile industries in the country.
Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode has said the state was looking towards partnership in agro-business in an effort geared towards ensuring food security in the state. The governor, who spoke when he received the Irish ambassador, Sin Hoy, at the Lagos State House, also said his administration was looking to expand the agricultural sector and increase the production capacity of its farmers in the nearest future. Governor Ambode, who also met with a team of investors from the United Arab Emirates, led by Professor Pat Utomi, restated the commitment of his administration to evolve policies and initiatives that would transform the city-state into a destination for investors across the globe. He said in less than 100 days of his administration, efforts have been made to create an atmosphere for investors to look inwards towards the direction of the state and for existing businesses to thrive. We'll take another break. Stay with us.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, our 24-hour news station.
Welcome back. Outside Nigeria now, South Sudan President Salva Kiir has signed a peace deal with rebels more than a week after refusing to do so. At a ceremony in the capital, Juba, attended by African regional leaders, the President of Kenya and Uganda, and the Prime Minister of Ethiopia, who also helped mediate the negotiations, were at the signing event on Wednesday. Rebel leader Riek Machar signed the accord in the Ethiopian capital last week, but Kiir had said on the same day that his government needed more time to study the text. The UN Security Council had said that it was ready to take immediate action if Kiir did not sign the agreement on Wednesday. The killer of WDBJ TV journalist Bryce Williams has killed himself after he shot two journalists, Alison Parker and Adam Ward, on live TV. He was reported to have sent a message which reads, "I have been a human powder for a while, just waiting to go boom," to the ABC News network, after which he carried out the act before he turned a gun on himself, ending the manhunt for the killer. Authorities say, though the shooter, a former reporter of the Iran station, is dead, but investigation into Wednesday's attack is far from over. Franklin County Sheriff Bill Overton said authorities weren't sure about the gunman's motive, but are looking at his past employment at WDBJ, as well as other evidence, including the fax he allegedly sent to ABC News in New York. In the message, according to ABC, the gunman said the Charleston, South California church shooting in June is what put him over the edge, but he wrote that his anger had been building steadily because of racial discrimination and sexual harassment he claimed to have endured. And now to sports. Usain Bolt thought he had a blown-away all-comer at the Bird's Nest Stadium in Beijing when he rammed home to win the 200-meter gold at the ongoing World Athletics Championship, but the Chinese photographer succeeded where Justin Gatlin and others failed, as he was able to topple the 10-time world champion. Bolt was knocked over by the cameraman on a Segway as he celebrated his latest gold on a lap of honor. The 29-year-old sprinter was, however, back on his feet in a twinkle. This came after Bolt produced a sublime performance to see off Justin Gatlin and complete a sprint double. Usain Bolt, a six-time Olympic champion, dominated the field as he finished in a season-best time of 19.55 seconds, punching his chest with his fist as he eased across the line. And that's our news for this hour. Thank you so much for staying on with us. Please join us again. I am Gift Ogete. Good evening.